Yerp, this is Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Let the Right One In, Season 1, Episode 8. And I do have to apologize because I thought last week was going to be the penultimate episode, and this was going to be the finale. We still got 2 more episodes left. With all that being said, let me know how you guys felt about this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support I've been getting on these videos, and just hitting that like button will help me out a lot, and I appreciate the continued support. So with all that out the way, let's get right into this episode, because this was a crazy episode. Man, a lot to talk about. Picking up where we left off, what was it, episode 6? Yeah, 6, at the end of episode 6, where we had Mark making that confession, and this I guess you can call him pastor or father, priest. Yeah, priest would be a better term, I guess, for Catholic. I don't know. He pretty much gives him the real. He's like, look, man, that's a crazy ass story. I can understand. I believe you. I have no other choice. But look, man, I'm just trying to set your soul free. Because right now, you can't go around continuously killing people and whatnot. Like, this has nothing to do with your daughter. This has everything to do with your wife. And that really cut Mark real deep, you know. And that's a theme throughout the episode that continuously gets brought up as well. All this is going on the other side of things, Claire, Matt, and also Peter is there, and they're watching the guy that they abducted, pretty much, and they're opening up his brain, getting ready to pretty much experiment. And we also find out that Claire likes to wing it a lot. Just, she knows nothing about brain surgery or whatnot, but anyway, she does it regardless. So I find that to be so bizarre. So moving on from that, you have Ellie about to leave Isaiah's room, or just his house in general, but then starts to explore a little bit and look at different gifts, and gets caught by Naomi, and Naomi starts to say, like, oh, did Isaiah let you in here? Did he sneak you in here? Yeah, like, yeah, she's just gonna play it off like she didn't just come out through the window and whatnot. But what she ends up doing is having this really heart-to-heart, like, moment with Eleanor that was really important, because Eleanor is severely missing her mother, and to just have Isaiah's mom come in there and just kind of comfort her, and also put out the olive branch, or just invite her to join her in her self-defense class, which that's a bad idea, not knowing what she is and knowing that she's obviously going to be the strongest one there. So I really enjoyed that moment, even though it leads to Mark getting even deeper into his own mess by offering Naomi to a date, we're pretty much asking her out. And it's just like, come on, Mark, what are you doing, man? Jumping back, though, to Claire and Peter. But Peter is starting to kind of feel bad for this guy. This guy, his name is Chris, he tells Peter. And he understands what he's going through, because he's obviously now becoming a vampire at this point. And I like there's this constant reference of water, if you've noticed that throughout this whole entire episode. I like that, those little subtle hints. It's a little nice, little funny thing, I guess, that I noticed. But anyways, Claire is too worried about Peter getting too close to Chris and not understanding that he's just an experiment. We're going to kill him eventually. But then Matt comes in and says, like, Claire, you need to come to the door right now. It's very urgent, and we will get to who is at the door very shortly, as we jump to Isaiah being excited for his mother to be going out on a date with Mr. Mark, as he likes to call him. And there's more water, as you can see being referenced in this scene as well. Everything seems all good, but then when Eleanor pretty much finds out that it's really not genuine, well, she doesn't look like, it doesn't seem like it's genuine on Mark's behalf, because Mark is just trying to use Naomi to get a little bit more information about this drug. Because if he finds out more information of where its origins is, maybe he can find out a cure, which maybe Claire might be the key to all of this. But Eleanor is just not liking the fact that Mark is using Naomi and does not genuinely like her like that. Even though he does, he's just kind of, he's very hesitant. You know what I'm saying? He honestly knows he needs to figure out this information for Eleanor to find out this cure, but at the same time, he's catching feelings when he knows he shouldn't, because you just killed Isaiah's father, and I just can't wait for that to be revealed. I don't know, that's going to be something probably for season 2. But anyways, I digress. Going back to Claire and figuring out who was at the door, it is no other than, you know what I'm saying, Naomi and her partner. And they're starting to, they make it known that to Claire that she has nothing to do with being a suspect or anything, but as she starts to ask more questions about like the whereabouts of Matt and his connection to her father, and just the links to this drug, and that this drug that's out here on the street has connections to your father's company, and it has traces of that. So now you're starting to be put in the crosshairs of Naomi. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and you know what Matt is going to do, taking the necessary steps to kind of make sure none of this stuff gets out or gets messier than it already is about to get. And you gotta feel bad for Chris. You know, he feels like he's in immense pain, like his head is pretty much cut open, but he's also just starving. He wants he has that craving for blood, but also you have Peter trying to help him get through this. And we will get more answers of why Peter is so close to him. So we get to this little date, as Mark likes to call it, you know, between him and Naomi. And he gets a lot of information and starts to get a lot more information on Claire and her father and stuff like that, which makes him happy. But while this is going on, you have Isaiah and Eleanor talking, and I like how Isaiah asks Eleanor, like, if my mom gets married to your dad, that would make us family, right? And that's all they really want, is to be family and want to just be with one another. So as Eleanor's getting ready to leave, she leaves behind her jacket, and Isaiah tries to catch her before the elevator, and then you quickly see Matt there, and it's like he was about to go there to possibly, I don't know what he was about to end up doing to Naomi, but Isaiah caught on, and you know, say Isaiah's very smart, you know what I'm saying? He's very naive sometimes, but he's not dumb. And Matt's able to kind of get away. He's a sneaky motherfucker, because he hid out in the fire escape, while Mark was going around Isaiah's house to pretty much or his apartment, to check out each room to see if he was hiding out or something like that in the house or in the apartment. But things are getting way more complex, as we find out exactly why Peter is so attached to Chris because he feels obligated, because he felt like that's my creation. I should be the one to take care of him and to feed him. And it was an interesting kind of angle. Like it's like he could possibly go down this villain route of making a whole army of different type of vampires and whatnot, but no. Claire tries to get through to him, like, look, you need to just not get attached to him, detach yourself from him completely, and just move on, and just accept that he's going to die. Meanwhile, you have Mark searching up more of what Naomi was talking about, as far as this guy that ran this corporation and ran the pharmaceutical corporation and distributed this drug that might connect where this new drug has come from. And he quickly realizes that I've ran into these people already, so he already knows where to pretty much look and where to find these people. So then we get to this self-defense class that Naomi is running, and I love that she takes this Cobra Kai approach with Eleanor, and pretty much gives her little pointers on how to defend herself and to show no mercy on this one guy, just like literally straight punch, like hits the fuck out of him, and that shit was dope. But what quickly was supposed to turn into celebration ends up kind of going left as Eleanor gets home. Her and Mark not immediately start fighting, but it turns into a fight, where he doesn't want her to get anywhere closer to Isaiah, where she gives him more and more pushback and says, no, I love him and he loves me. You're not going to do anything. You cannot stop me from being with him. He knows the truth, where, this is where, Mark starts to kind of flip out, like, yo, you lied to me this whole time. You're not to see him. And, they kind of go their separate ways. Now, finally, we get to my favorite part of this whole entire episode, and probably one of my favorite moments of this series so far, is where you have a scene of Claire just in the kitchen, just chilling, and just kind of overhears Peter talking and sees Peter trying to take Chris and escape and get him out of here, but she stops him and says, like, look, you don't know what you're doing, just give it up, he's going to die anyways. And then this is where things quickly turn into just a straight up like slasher, where all you hear is a thud, and she goes into the next room where Peter's at, because they weren't talking to each other eye to eye. They were kind of like not, she was just in the other room, and she just sees Peter just laid out, and you just see Chris with his glowing eyes and starts to chase the fuck out of Claire. And we'll get back into that, because that was really dope. And we get this scene of pretty much Mark narrating or just writing out a note to Eleanor saying like how much he loves her, and says like it's kind of like an apology, almost kind of seems like some last words type shit. But I don't think they're gonna kill off Mark in the first season. I don't think they're gonna do that just yet. But Isaiah's able to come by and just comforts Eleanor in this moment. Well, let's just cut to the shit and just get back into the best part of this episode. And this whole scene between Claire and Chris just was epic, man. Where it just, if you have headphones or some like really dope sound bar, dope sound system or whatever, man, just the sound effects, and this was just a brilliant, well shot, horrific chase scene. It felt like a slasher where they kind of lined it up. you expected where Claire was at, because the way Chris was able to kind of hear her heartbeat, and like I said, the sound design was fucking fantastic, and how he just like he almost breaks through the wall and just chokes the shit out of her, and she's able to kind of break free, but then gets saved by her brother. That shit was fucking dope, where she thought that the whole time that Peter was dead and just down for the count, and she was gone. Nah, he just comes in clutch and saves her. That was fucking dope. But the episode overall ends with Mark showing up at Claire's house. I don't know how he did not hear a car right behind him or not even see the lights. The lights were still on. It wasn't that far of a distance. He could have seen it. And he ends up getting clocked over the head by Matt. So I don't know what Matt plans on doing with Mark. Is he going to torture him, or is he going to just flat out kill him? We'll have to see, because we have 2 episodes left. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode. I just liked all the stuff with Claire and Chris, and just how he just kind of flipped on them, and how that whole scene went about. Let me know your favorite moments of this episode, where it's going to go next. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.